I don't know what all the fetters represent and mean and all that, but like I said, I'm just kind of playing around with a lot of it.
Yeah.
But I love the inquiry that we did today, and I'm assuming I can find those somewhere in the channel that I'll pick those out as I can. But the inquiry today, is there were so many parts of it that were just beautiful. As I was looking at, I think you said to look at it to a scene,
Yes.
which I've got my computer and then I've got all these trees in my backyard, and my eyes were open, and as I'm looking at the trees and the greenery, and I soften. I think you even said to
Yeah.
be relaxed. My like things started to flip flop, like the distance starts to collapse, where the trees that look like they're far away, it's like they're trading places with the trees that are near. Like,
Yeah.
and then I can even see through the tree. Like I can see the second tree behind the first tree, like the first tree's invisible. And it doesn't last very long. But and I try not to go into like a state of where I'm just
Totally.
staring.
Yep.
Um, and I'm not even sure what you asked, but I was just exploring into that. And then I felt like this felt separate. So I guess that's maybe where my question was. I had a sensation in my chest, kind of my heart area. And that's what I think I am feeling is me, like
Yeah.
this sensation in my chest, but I don't know why I think it's me. It's just a sensation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's the
But
thing that
yeah, why is it me?
I know. And that's
Yeah.
is exactly the question that we ask so much. And instead of just asking it and kind of waiting for an answer to mentally appear, we put so much attention on that sensation that it just
Okay.
becomes clearly apparent that, oh, this is just a sensation. And then that's why we try to especially if you go on to, because we have two channels. So there's the Awakening curriculum, but then there's also, are you familiar with the Unfettered Mindfulness channel yet?
I haven't found that yet.
Okay, because that's where I have like all of the
All the
Okay.
all
that
the
stuff.
inquiries and meditations are there.
Okay. And that one's on YouTube too, just a separate channel.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Okay. All right. I'll
Uh,
look for that today.
and that's actually where, so this gets put up on that. It's a little bit confusing because originally Pernilla had started the Awakening curriculum. I had started the Unfettered Mindfulness. We've
Merged.
synthesized and merged in a
Okay.
way where there's still some things on there, some things on the other. And so like this gets posted on the Unfettered Mindfulness channel.
But you can
then
also find it on my
but
channel.
she shares it on the Awakening
In the
curriculum.
playlist,
So
you can find it. So
yeah.
it's absolute confusion.
What people don't often realize, I think, or sometimes realize, is that the stuff that's in playlists on the Awakening Curriculum channel, a lot of times are bringing you to videos that are on the Unfettered Mindfulness channel. And so you're actually, like, a lot of the inquiries and stuff are in playlist there, but are bringing you to the other channel. So
Yeah.
anyway.
So no wonder I'm confused, right? No.
Yeah. So
It's okay.
Everything we can to confuse you.
Yeah. Giant stumps. No, but that's when we're doing the inquiries. That's why I'm really I try to often bring up the fact that we only have five senses through which to view all of our experience. Five sort of physical, external senses, and then the five that are in the mental world. And when you're investigating this feeling in the chest that feels like me, that's when you feel the sensations in the most like apparent, raw, uncluttered way possible to really feel what's there. And then notice at the same time if you're having mental images that are about your face, your body, if there's like associations to it that there's maybe this kind of subtle memory of something that happened that gives you a similar feeling in the chest. If there's some sort of mental narrative that's going on, being really aware of your experience to see in which of these five sense fields there is something happening which is supporting this feeling in creating that illusion of me, that this is me, because it's not going to do it all by itself. By itself, it's just a sensation. So it's collaborating with something else in your experience that's maybe flying a little under the radar, just hasn't really been noticed yet. And so once you notice that this sensation is clearly not me, then it's like, well, what else is here that's maybe supporting that sense? And then getting clear on that. Oh, okay, well, there's a memory. That's just an image showing up in the mind. Oh, that's just a sound in the mind, whatever else it is. Getting clear on each one of those breaks the sort of me connection to that, so that you end up with just a bunch of parts floating in space. You have sensations, you have mental images, and you have sounds, but none of it gets tied together into that me.
Okay, that's very helpful. I think, and I scheduled a session with you. I think it's next month. It probably shows up on your calendar, where we can explore some of this. And obviously, by that time, I'll have had a chance to go through some of the other things that are on the channel. Yeah, because that sensation, the more that I feel into it, it's like it's locked in with something else, like that you said, there's like a little something that hooks it.
Exactly. Yeah. So you just want to be really clear in your experience, like in the moment. And it's not going back to like other times. Well, I think it used to be this. It's like right now, what is creating this sense of feeling like a me right in this moment now? And then breaking that apart. And then
And
yeah.
it's also about that recognizing that familiarity
Yeah.
that we keep talking about. That just because there's like a tension in the neck all the time, and you keep feeling there's tension in the neck again, that tension is tying into an idea of an I always have tension in the neck, or I have pain in my lower back. Oh, so it's that tension in the lower back that we then put a label on and say, this is me. This is Linda here and here. Where when you really look into it, it can't be. It's just a tension.
It's like a memory. It's like, it's like there's a memory of me, but there's not really me.
Exactly. And what is that memory even made of? Is it a visual memory, an auditory memory, a scent memory, a taste memory? Is it a memory of like that, the familiarity, as you said, like it's a memory that, this sensation has been here in the past. I remember this. This is what it feels like to be me. And so that's just one to recognize, oh, that's just one felt memory, which is creating this sort of illusion.
Right.
But and just breaking it apart into its constituent parts.
Okay.
Yeah. So
I would really recommend you to do the feather starting in one and do all three feathers, and then kind of like take a break and look back on it. See if there's anything, that you need to catch up on. Ask into it in the other groups to kind of like find out where you are, and then move on with 4 or 5. But really have the foundational feathers, because it sounds like you have a really good grasp on it already. It sounds like it sounds like you're very clear on what it is and what it isn't. So go through that, so you kind of have like things in boxes, and you you can ask specific questions. Yeah.
And I think on one of your videos, maybe it mentions having a guide. I'm not sure how all that works. I did go to that LU. I requested a guide last week. I don't know how long it takes them, but anyway, I'll figure all that out too, how that all fits in.
Yeah. Otherwise, in Vince's groups, there are lots of guides there.
Okay.
And you might speak with somebody or hear somebody talk and feel a connection with them. And then you can just reach out and ask if they want to be your guide.
Okay. All right. Thank you. Well, thank you for all of this. And I'm really curious about how this will all unfold. I think this meeting is I think it goes on for a couple more hours. I'm not really sure. I probably won't be able to stay on.
You can come and go as much as you want. You don't need to stay. You can come and go as much as you want.
Yeah. What time zone are you in?
Eastern.
Okay. Because I think you said the meeting would go until 3 or something. Okay.
Yeah, so it's about another hour and a half, something like that.
I won't be able to stay on, but I'll check out the recordings and Yeah,
Yeah.
I have a lot of
It's
stuff
so
to look
good
at. So
having you.
Yeah, and just small caveat for LU for Liberation Unleashed. So it takes anywhere from like days to months to get a guide,
okay,
depending
yeah, I kind of thought so.
on people are waiting. But the other thing is too, you're always, free to ask for a new guide if you don't vibe with the one that you get. Some of them are like into doing kind of fetter work and doing this stuff. Some of them are not. So depending
And some
on
of them are absolutely not.
some of them are absolutely not. So it
Right.
depends on who you get as to like, how they're going to want to work with you. And, that's up to you as to whether you
Right.
vibe with that way or if you, just need to work with somebody else. So
Yeah. And I'll check out Vince's group
Yeah,
too.
too,
I'm not
because
sure.
yeah,
I'm not
because
sure. I'm not sure how you get a link to join that. Maybe it's on the
you
website, but
write,
I'll
yeah,
look at that.
no, yeah, you just write to Vince.
do you
Okay.
have
I'll post that
Okay.
right now in the.
Thank you
Thanks,
so much,
Leela.
Leela. Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for your time.
So good having you here. Thank you.
Look forward to seeing you again soon.
So lovely with new people.
Yeah, it is.
It's really nice.
Phoebe.
I remember